Welcome to our show, Trump Briefing. Today, we're diving into some major headlines that are shaping the world around us. First up, the Kremlin is raising eyebrows as they point out a 2022 Ukrainian decree that bans President Zelenskyy from negotiating with Putin, despite his willingness to engage in peace talks. This has sparked discussions about the complexities of diplomacy amid ongoing tensions. In other news, a significant development has occurred with the capture of Mohammad Sharifullah, a suspect linked to the Kabul airport bombing during the chaotic U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. This arrest highlights the ongoing threat posed by ISIS-K and the intricate cooperation between U.S. and Pakistani intelligence agencies. Sharifullah's upcoming court appearance will be closely watched as it unfolds. Lastly, Canadians are expressing their frustration over U.S. tariffs by canceling travel plans, with a staggering 40% drop in leisure bookings to the U.S. This shift is causing airlines to adjust their routes and is indicative of the growing anti-Trump sentiment in Canada. As we navigate these stories, please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. The Toronto Star reports that Russia has raised concerns over a Ukrainian decree from 2022 which prohibits President Volodymyr Zelenskyy from negotiating with President Vladimir Putin. Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin spokesperson, emphasized that this legal barrier complicates any potential peace talks, despite Zelenskyy's recent willingness to discuss an end to the conflict. The decree was enacted after Russia's annexation of several Ukrainian regions, which Zelenskyy deemed made negotiations impossible. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces continue to face challenges along the extensive front line, as they strive to counter the larger Russian military presence. In another development, the same publication reveals that a suspect involved in the deadly Kabul airport bombing has been apprehended. Mohammad Sharifullah, accused of being a senior planner for the attack that killed 13 U.S. service members and numerous Afghan civilians, was arrested in Pakistan. During FBI interrogations, he confessed to his connections with the Islamic State and his role in the attack. President Trump announced the arrest, highlighting it as a significant step in delivering justice for the tragic event that marred the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. The Toronto Star also highlights a significant drop in Canadian travel to the United States, attributed to rising tensions over trade tariffs imposed by the Trump administration and a weakened Canadian dollar. Travel agencies report a stark 40% decline in leisure bookings to American destinations, with many Canadians opting for vacations that align more closely with their values. The sentiment against U.S. travel reflects a broader trend of economic patriotism in Canada, as citizens increasingly choose to support local businesses and avoid spending in a country they feel has betrayed their trust. The Toronto Star reports that the Trump administration has halted the flow of intelligence to Ukraine, a critical resource that has empowered the nation in its ongoing conflict with Russian forces. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz indicated that this pause is part of a broader negotiation strategy between Washington and Kyiv, with hopes that intelligence sharing could resume soon if Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy demonstrates a genuine commitment to peace talks. The U.S. has provided essential information that has allowed Ukraine to track Russian troop movements and execute military operations effectively, raising concerns among Democrats and European leaders about the implications of this suspension on Ukraine's defense capabilities. In another report by the Toronto Star, a recent poll reveals that Canadians harbor overwhelmingly negative sentiments towards Donald Trump, with only 14% expressing positive feelings about the U.S. president. This discontent poses challenges for conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, as many Canadians believe he would acquiesce to Trump's demands. The survey shows a stark contrast between the perceived stances of other political leaders, with a significant majority favoring retaliatory measures against Trump's tariffs. The findings suggest that Canadians are eager for decisive actions from their government to combat Trump's policies, reflecting a strong desire for national unity and economic resilience in the face of external pressures. Lastly, the Toronto Star highlights a potential reprieve for the automotive industry as U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick hinted at possible tariff relief for certain sectors, including auto imports from Canada and Mexico. Following his remarks, shares of major automotive companies surged, indicating optimism within the industry about the future. Analysts warn that the current tariffs could significantly inflate vehicle prices and disrupt production, making the prospect of relief crucial for the industry's stability. This news has sparked renewed interest in the market, showcasing the interconnectedness of trade policies and economic health across North America. The Independent reports that Donald Trump's proposed tariffs on U.S. imports are projected to negatively impact the UK economy, as warned by top economists including members of the Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee. Megan Green, an external committee member, emphasized that tariffs would likely lead to reduced economic growth and less disposable income for British citizens. As the UK attempts to negotiate trade deals to avoid similar penalties that have affected Canada and China, the looming tariffs on UK steel and aluminum are set to take effect soon. This situation poses a significant challenge for Labour leaders Sir Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves, who have prioritized economic growth amidst an already stagnant economy. In a separate analysis by Deutsche Welle, Donald Trump's address to Congress was scrutinized for its accuracy, particularly regarding claims about US aid to Ukraine compared to European contributions. Trump asserted that the US has spent significantly more than Europe, a statement that was fact-checked and found to be misleading. According to data from the Kiel Institute for the World Economy and the US government's Ukraine Oversight Working Group, the cumulative aid from Europe has far exceeded that of the US, challenging Trump's narrative and highlighting the importance of accurate reporting in political discourse. The Independent also highlights FIFA's plans for a substantial financial distribution related to the Club World Cup, where clubs not participating will receive solidarity money amounting to at least $150 million from a total budget of $2 billion. This initiative aims to address financial disparities within football, particularly benefiting clubs from less wealthy regions. With a significant portion of the budget allocated for prize money, concerns have been raised about the potential impact on competitive balance in the sport. Critics argue that while the funds could help redistribute wealth, they may also exacerbate existing inequalities, particularly between affluent clubs like Chelsea and Manchester City and their less wealthy counterparts. CBC reports on U.S. President Donald Trump's recent address to Congress, where he defended his trade war, but Memorial University political scientist Russell Williams expressed skepticism about Americans' willingness to endure such tactics. While Republicans cheered for border security and immigration discussions, they seemed less enthusiastic about trade relations, leading Williams to question Congress's support for Trump's approach. He criticized the president's speech as filled with grievances and misinformation, suggesting that mocking Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau undermines any serious dialogue on border security and trade cooperation. Meanwhile, U.S. tariffs have caused a stock market dip, but Williams believes Canada must respond cohesively to survive the trade war. Business leaders in Newfoundland and Labrador, like Peter Woodward, remain optimistic, viewing the tariffs as a negotiation tactic rather than a long-term strategy, while others, like Deborah Osborne, report rising panic among clients uncertain about the tariffs' impact on their businesses. Despite the current uncertainty, Osborne remains hopeful about Canada's resilience in navigating these challenges. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Lights dim, voices loud, headlines flashing loud. World in a frame and now, stories told, it's time to vow. Eyes glued, truth pursued, understanding woven through. Heartbeats race breaking through, knowledge spreads the new view. Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, live and clear we convey. Shadows lift, facts unfold, news breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, living clear we convey. Every story, every play, and clear we depths revealed, voices bright, news in focus, black and white. Every angle sheds some light.